All right, so here's your training on progressive overload. This is one of the most important trainings that you will watch when it comes to training and exercise. So make sure your listening ears are on. Do not skip through this. If you have to slow down the speed as well, do that because it's super important. So we're going to cover what progressive overload is, why it's important, how to implement it into your workouts, and then some common mistakes and pitfalls that we see a lot with it. Okay, so what exactly is progressive overload? It's very simple. It is the slow and methodical increase in difficulty in your exercises that you do in your workouts over time. Okay. Each workout should be a little harder than the last. So we apply progressive overload to each exercise in the workout and we see a change in our body composition. Okay. So again, it's just progressive overload is progressively overloading your workouts, making it harder over time. Okay. Why it's important? The body changes or adapts when it encounters a new stimulus. That is the only time your body will ever change, and you're watching this video because you want your body to change. So again, that's the thing. It only changes when it encounters a new challenge or a new stimulus. The body wants to overcome new challenges. It wants to do that. And it physically adapts to the new changes that you throw at it. Okay, so it does this through muscle growth, getting stronger, increased cardio capacity, etc. If you do something on a consistent basis, your body wants to get good at it. How does it get good at it? It adapts. It's very smart. It's going to realize, I do strength training a lot. I should probably try and get better at that because if this is going to be a normal part of my life, I want to be effective at it. That's what your body's thinking. So it makes changes to your body so that it gets better at this thing you're doing. Those changes that happens in your body are more muscle, getting stronger, better cardio, all of those things that we want only happen when we give our body a new stimulus or a new challenge that it has to overcome. If you never send a new signal to your body, it will not change. Even if your workouts seem challenging, if the difficulty of the exercises are the same each time, you will not progress. I'm going to read that again. Even if your workouts seem challenging, if the difficulty of the exercises are the same each time, you will not progress. You will not get stronger because there's no challenge for your body to overcome. There's no reason for it to get stronger if it's just doing the same thing every time. And this right here is why I hate group fitness, because the classes are the exact same every time. Maybe you go in, it's a beginner class. Maybe you go in, it's an intermediate class. This one's a little bit harder than the last one. It's randomized. You never know if there's ever going to be a structured progressive overload. And that's why so many people see quick results in the beginning and then boom, completely level out. Their body never changes again after that first 5 to 6 week period because your body gets used to it. It's done all the work that it needs to get done to get through these classes and survive them, right? It's done all the work it needs to do. And then you're not sending a brand new stimulus. You're not doing anything that's more difficult that's causing your body to change anymore. Even if it seems challenging, if the difficulty is the same, it will not change. So how to implement progressive overload into your workouts, okay? Here's an equation that is life-changing. Total volume of your workouts, okay, equals the weight you're lifting multiplied by the sets you're lifting multiplied by the reps you're doing. Our goal to implement progressive overload is to increase this number, total volume. Our goal is to increase that number over each phase of your program. So I'm going to give you an example of what this looks like, okay? So for squats, in your first workout, let's say you did 3 reps of squats with 50 pounds. You're holding a 50-pound dumbbell. You do 3 sets of 8 reps. The total volume is 50 pounds times 3 sets times 8 reps. That's 1,200 total pounds of total volume that you just lifted, okay? When we're trying to do progressive overload, we want that total number, 1,200, to increase, okay? That's our goal. We can do this, we can achieve this, increasing this number. We can do that in 4 main ways. There are more than 4, but for simplicity's sake, we will keep it at 4. This is key. Only change one of these at a time. I'm going to go over that again in a little bit too. The easiest way, really, to do it, or I shouldn't say the easiest way, I should just say one way, the first way, is to increase the weight lifted. So let's use our squat example again from up here. 3 sets of 8 reps with 50 pounds. In our second workout, let's say we did 3 sets of 8 reps with 55 pounds. And then in our third workout, we did 3 sets of 8 with 60 pounds. Each workout, we're increasing the weight lifted by 5 pounds. You can see, though, how this will inevitably become unsustainable or eventually become unsustainable because you can't just keep going 65, 70, 75, 80. You're going to run out of, like reasonable weight to be lifting at a certain point. Okay. So this is good to use, and I'm going to show you how to use it in a smart way, but it shouldn't be the first one you go for. The number 2 way is to increase the sets you're doing. So again, let's say in the first workout, we did 3 sets of 8 with 50 pounds. And then let's say here in workout number 2, we did 4 sets of 8 with 50 pounds. Then in workout 3, we did 5 sets of 8 with 50 pounds. Again, you can see as we go up in the fourth workout, we're doing 6 sets, fifth workout, we're doing 7 sets. Like, it's not sustainable. You shouldn't be using that first. You should only be doing this when you are doing too many reps or too much weight, and it's like your last option. Okay. The number 3 way to add total volume or to implement progressive overload is to increase the reps you're doing. So in our first workout, we did 3 sets of 8 with 50 pounds. In workout number 2, we're going to do 3 sets of 9 with 50 pounds. And then in workout number 3, we're going to do 3 sets of 10 with 50 pounds. Okay. You can see this is a much more sustainable approach over time. It's a slower increase in total volume, but it's all you need to progress. Do this one first. Okay. So when you go into your very first workout, again, 3 sets of 8 reps, 50 pounds. Whew, that was a good workout. I know the next time that I go in there, I'm going to try and add 1 more rep on my squats. So I'm going to do 3 sets of 9 with 50 pounds. You don't change the weight. You don't change the sets. You're only adding 1 rep to each set. Okay. The next thing you can do, this is the final one that we're going to cover, is you can slow down the tempo or add pauses. Okay. So for the first workout, we did 3 sets of 8 with 50 pounds. For workout number 2, we're still going to do 3 sets of 8 with 50 pounds, but we're going to hold the bottom position for 3 seconds on every single rep. That's adding difficulty without changing anything else. Okay. This last one is the most advanced option, but it should only come in certain circumstances when you don't feel like you can progress in the other areas. If you've maxed out the weight, if you've maxed out the reps, if you've maxed out everything else, but you don't feel comfortable on going to the next weight or the next step or whatever, then adding this pause or slowing down the rep is a good idea. Okay. So this right here is gold. This is exactly how to implement what we just talked about over time to where it makes sense. Okay. So we're going to use the exact same example of squats. We're going to start, and this is how we program, right? So you should see in all of your exercises, we give you a rep range. Squats, 3 sets of 8 to 10. Shoulder press, 8 to 12. There's a range of reps that you should be aiming for, right? So in your very first workout, start at the bottom of the rep range, right? So this example is 3 sets of 8 to 10 for squats. So workout number 1, we're going to do 3 sets of 8 with 50 pounds. Workout number 2, we're going to do 3 sets of 9 with 50 pounds. Workout number 3, we're going to do 3 sets of 10 with 50 pounds. Then we are going to restart back at 3 sets of 8, but this time we're going to use 55 pounds. Then we're going to go back to 3 sets of 9 with 55 pounds. Then we're going to go back to 3 sets of 10 with 55 pounds. Then we're going to go back down to 8 reps, but we're going to grab a heavier weight. We're going to use 60 pounds this time. And then we're going to scale up over time. Okay? So you can see how this works over time. You just stay in this rep range, right? You just keep adding weight, keep restarting the rep range, adding weight, keep restarting the rep range, adding weight. Okay. This is not something you can do literally forever, but you can do this and not change anything else and just follow this stair-step approach for like 3 months, and you're going to be awesome. Your legs, your glutes, if you apply this to every single exercise you're doing, your body is going to transform over time. Okay. If you have a good diet. Don't want to leave that out. So last little thing here is some common mistakes and pitfalls that we see when it comes to progressive overload. The first one is changing more than one of those big 4 things at once. You're trying to add weight and add reps at the same time. Not a good idea. The next one is just ignoring this and doing the exact same weight, the exact same reps, the exact same sets, or the exact same tempo every single time. I cannot tell you how many people I see in the gym. I'm like, man, I've been here for 2 months watching this person work out, and they're still using 20s for their overhead press. Yeah, no wonder they're not changing. Like, you need to add something. Like, you need to add reps, add weight, something like that. You have to move forward in one of those 4 areas, okay? The next one is being scared of any of these items, okay? One time I had a personal training client, and she was doing a bicep curl, and her bicep started to burn, like a muscle burn, and she dropped the weight, and she was terrified. She was like, oh my gosh, like that hurts. And I'm like, yeah, it's your muscle working. Like, that's what happens, so don't be afraid to do these things. And that's where I see a lot of women messing up, is they're scared to grab the next dumbbell. They're scared to add another set or add another rep or whatever the case may be, because we get comfortable and we know that it's safe to be doing this many sets with this much rate, with this much weight and this many reps, right? We get comfortable with that. Your body is not going to change or do anything if it's comfortable. You've got to add that little bit of a challenge. So grab the next dumbbell, add a rep, slow down the tempo, do something to cause your body to adapt. Okay. And then the last one here is just complicating this entire system and trying to increase by more than 5 to 10 pounds at a time, right? People are trying to do different exercises and like complicate things and just, or they're trying to jump like 20, 25 pounds at a time. Like, no, this is slow. It's methodical. It takes time, but it's everything you need to actually see progress in the gym. So I hope this was a helpful video and training. If you have more questions on it, or if you need more clarification about progressive overload, because it can be kind of a tricky topic, please let me know and I can explain it to you in simpler terms, but this should have been a pretty good overview.